the pieces for the sleeve, and I'm going to show you how I would put these pieces together. This sleeve is a volume added sleeve with a band. So just like this, there's volume added here, so this is gathered in and is fitted into the band just like that. So the first thing you want to do before you start sewing the sleeve is to check you've applied all notches. So you see at the center of the sleeve, I make sure that I've applied a notch there. This will help us with sewing it. Also on the band, I've made sure that I've applied a notch as well there, so you can see the notch there. Because when you've finished getting this ready, then you're going to attach these two together, making sure that the two notches match. So I'm going to run loose running stitches here, 2 running stitches. The stitch length is usually about 4. Your regular stitch length is between 2.5 to 3. On some machines, like on mine, you have stitches already set, so I will just turn it to the number for that stitch. And I'm going to run, starting from a distance of about 3/8, I'm going to run that right through all the way. And then the second stitch, about 5/8, I'll run that right through, because the seam allowance is at 4/8. So I'm running that stitch between the 3/8, 5/8, and so that when I stitch in at the 4/8, I will only have the 5/8 stitch line showing, which I would loosen out after sewing the sleeves. So I'm going to run those stitches and then I'll come back to show you. So here is what it would look like. So you can see the stitches. I've run the first stitch at 3/8 and the next one at 5/8. So that is the running stitch already done. The next thing you want to do is to separate out the stitches at the top. Cut the one underneath, just leaving a little bit so that it doesn't pull right through. We should now be ready to pull it. So we do the same on the other side as well. We now have this at the top to pull. Hold on to the 2 threads at the top and pull to create the gathers. Do the same on the other side. I'll pull the gathers as well. So when you've pulled it right through, making sure that all these gathers are evenly spread, then we're going to attach this band. So once you finish pulling together, you use the band to check that the measurement is properly aligned. So once I have the gathers pulled to the same measurement as the edge of the band, the top edge of the band, you can then use the pin to stopper this. And pull it right through so that it doesn't keep opening out, and I'll do the same on the other side as well. I'll wrap the thread around it. So we're now set to attach this band to the upper part of the sleeve. So I'll search for my notching, so I'll put the two together. And pin right through. So that's it, all pinned now, and I will take it to the machine to sew it together. So here, that's it. I've stitched the two together, and I want to just show you. So if you look at it very closely, this was a 3/8 line, and this is a 5/8 line. So your actual permanent stitching line will be around the 4/8, which is the half an inch seam allowance that was included. So you stitch right through in between at half an inch, which is the same as 4/8 all through. And this is what you have. Final step is for you to take out this running stitch, that is the temporary stitch here. Running stitch is the same as temporary stitch that is showing on the outer side, and that's why we make sure that we don't stitch on it, because it will be easy to pull right through and remove that stitch. So I'm just going to do that now. See what I'm doing? I'm pulling right onto that. And that's it. So if you look at it very closely now, that stitch is no longer there. And that's it. It's now ready to be attached as a sleeve when you're ready on your t-shirt dress. I'll give you a clearer view of it. So that is the sleeve, now ready to be attached to the dress.